What is up, Renaissance crew?
Yeah, what's up, Renaissance crew?
Welcome to the second episode of DT Productions. So, a podcast?
A podcast within a channel within another channel.
As of right now, it looks like this podcast is mainly going to be a review. Yesterday, we went and saw the new Halloween movie. So,
we did.
Spoilers ahead if you haven't seen it. It's been out for a minute. I'm one of the late people that have had a chance to come out and see it. So,
well, it came out last week.
Yeah.
So not that late.
For most, if people really wanted to see it, it's probably late.
Most people just see it week to week though, like movies. If they miss it one weekend, they're gonna see it the next weekend because they have to work during the week. You know what I mean?
Well, you just said that it came out on the weekend, so...
Well, it came out last Friday. We saw it the next Friday.
Yeah, I'm saying, if they wanted to see it, they could have watched it on Saturday or Sunday. Only way someone probably wouldn't see it the first week would be if they just didn't have the money. Or if they schedule conflict.
Yeah, that's it. People just, catch it next week. But no, it was, yeah. Well, how'd you feel about the movie?
Well, like I said, spoilers ahead if you haven't seen it. I'm not very good at doing spoiler-free reviews.
Spoiler alert.
But
we are going to talk about the movie now.
Okay, so the beginning of the film when we already saw it on the trailer when the guy comes up to Michael Myers in the the psychiatric ward and presents him with the mask and everything. I have no idea why the other inmates were spazzing out.
Yeah, I didn't like that part actually.
It just seemed kind of hokey. Like he was. Yeah. The scene. Okay, let me go ahead and get this out of the way before I say anything. I really like the movie. I think the movie is really good. But I wanted to say I'm really good at expressing what I don't like about something, and sometimes it comes off that I'm like I don't like it or it's negative. But
we should start with love. Start with the love first.
I'm just going based on what happened in the movie, and
the
beginning was the part that was kind of. It had a little bit of cringe to it. The guy pulls out the mask, and all these people are spazzing out and stuff. And what did that one crazy dude just start saying? As soon as he pulled out the damn mask, dude just started saying something like,
I forgot what
Figaro. I'm like, what the hell?
He was I was there.
And the thing that got me was they were sitting there. He had to have held that mask up for 5 minutes because the camera kept panning to different crazy people saying stuff, and so he's just sitting there like this, and Michael Myers ain't even turning around and looking at him, and I guess he's trying to get a reaction out of him. And he's just sitting here, and I'm like, how long did he sit here with this mask in his hand?
It was like, say something! and then the movie comes on. I didn't like that. That scene looked better on the previews.
I mean, it was quicker on the previews, too.
On the previews, it was he put off the mask. There's a zoom. I like the preview of it. In the movie, though, it was kind of cringy. Because it was kind of this dude is being a weirdo. He's being weird as fuck. I don't know.
I mean, all I'm saying is, people with psychiatric problems, I'm pretty sure they experience fear also. And you can't tell me that Michael Myers sitting... can you picture Michael Myers in a damn lunch line getting food and stuff and everybody else is just nothing's happening. He's not trying to kill nobody or anything. Also, they made Michael Myers look old. You don't really see too much of his face. There's a small glimpse. He has a messed up eye.
Well, it's 40 years after the first one.
He's balding and got a lot of gray hair and stuff. He looks like
he's almost 70.
He looks like Michael Keaton from the back.
A little bit.
He reminds me of Michael Keaton.
A little bit. But listen, Michael Myers is a big guy. We all know that.
Yeah. Let's not ignore the fact that the dude is superhuman strong.
Yeah, I was about to say, we have to just admit this, yo. Michael Myers has superhuman strength. We already know about his stabbings, right? If he stabs you, it's going through your body. There's been plenty of YouTube videos that we've watched to show you how strong you have to be to stab somebody through the throat.
There was a homage to the first film, and there's a lot of homages. That's one of the things I also would put on my dislike list because there's a lot of homages to the first movie,
and there didn't have to be.
Yeah, like it had the whole blank, like him under, or at least making you think he's under the blanket with the holes in the eyes,
and then it was really
then like the whole nailing the dude up with the knife. Except this time he had him like stabbed in the throat, and they didn't show the killing. Like she just like walked up, and there was like a dude nailed to a wall with the knife. Like there was a lot of that.
Jamie Lee Curtis. This is going to the end. She's the one who fell off the balcony.
We can go to the second part. Because they go right to Jamie Lee Curtis's house after they get back from Michael Myers. After they
we're still in the beginning. Yeah. I was talking about all the homages that they paid in the movie. But yeah, we'll get to that. So yeah. So then they go talk to Jamie Lee Curtis,
with the stupidest premise ever. Like first they come up to him and her and offer her money. Now the story is Jamie Lee Curtis, she's like become a bit of I want to say like a shut-in. Like she has like this house that's in the middle of nowhere with all these like fences and cages and security systems and things like that.
Yeah.
And
prepared basically.
Yeah.
She's basically prepared.
I mean, it's kind of
for what's going on.
I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of weird for a woman to do all that. I mean, I understand she had a killer after her, but there have been people who survived attacks from serial killers, and they don't fucking just go into the woods and just start stacking up on shit.
Well, Michael Myers is a different serial killer.
She became like a doomsday prepper.
But Michael Myers is a different serial killer.
Michael Myers only killed 5 people.
He killed 6 people, incling her sister.
There are serial killers. There are serial killers that have killed way more than that.
But it's how he killed them, though. He killed 5 people, you're right. But it's how he did it, and he did it in one night, too.
I mean,
other serial killers did it over weeks.
That's no different than... Well, technically, that doesn't make Michael Myers a serial killer. He's a mass murderer.
He's a mass murderer.
I've looked this up. Apparently, the difference between a mass murderer and a serial killer is serial killers have cooling down periods in between their killings, whereas mass murderers kill like very quickly.
So Michael Myers is a mass murderer.
Yes. And there have been mass murders that kill way more than 5 people.
Yeah. The one thing that I do not like about the Halloween series...
Like I said, we're saying a lot of do not like. Don't think that means we don't like the movie. We did like the movie.
No. Overall, I'll tell you guys how I feel about the movie. But like, what I also did not like is... I don't like when movies do something, right? And ignore the other 8 movies that happened in between.
This one was... a remake of the second. They completely retconned the storyline.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I know what they did. I'm saying I don't like that.
I like it.
Like, they got rid of Halloween, and I'm talking about the real Halloween. In the real official Halloween series, there's 6 of them.
Yeah, but nobody cares about the other ones after this.
Halloween 2 was definitely good. Halloween 2 was definitely good. The first Halloween 2 was good. Halloween 3 was cool.
I mean...
Halloween 4 was when 5 and 6 were money grabs. Okay,
I mean, I understand I understand being mad over the fact that, like, they retconned the second one, but I'm willing to make that sacrifice, honestly.
Really? Okay, and then Halloween H2O.
We can stop talking about that.
No, but Halloween H2O, though, was one of the best ones.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it is.
As far as I'm concerned, it was another cash grab. I'm okay about it.
Really?
I think so.
You're thinking of Halloween Resurrection.
I'm thinking of both of
Busta
them.
Rhymes.
Both of them.
No, the one with Busta Rhymes was bad.
Both of them. Yeah, that one with Busta Rhymes was bad as hell too, but both.
But Halloween H2O had a lot of potential. The only thing about Halloween H2O was just... It was kind of stupid. I don't know. And then Rob Zombie's Halloween, the first one was good.
The first one, I mean, it had its good moments, but I think that the early movie kind of ruined it. I mean, I understand seeing him as a kid and stuff, but they tried to make him too human.
They did.
And also, Rob Zombie kind of gave him that, forgive me for saying this, but he kind of gave him, like, white trash backstory treatment where, like, everybody was kind of like the hillbilly type people.
Yeah, and that wasn't really the story.
Yeah. I mean, you can change it. I mean, it doesn't really matter what the backstory is. You can change it to be like that, but it's just that he does that with every one of his movies.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mind him Halloween going in that direction, but do we have to get the guy that always does that?
Yeah, but okay, so back to the original movie. They go to Jamie Lee Curtis's house. She's like, you know, ready for doomsday. The way her family treats her, though, I also don't like that either.
I mean, it's kind of iffy. I mean, it'd be one thing if, like, she never seen Michael Myers and she's just going off of a legend or something.
Yeah, like, it's legit. Like, it happened.
Yeah, and you should be completely understanding about that.
Yeah. Like,
I mean, but like I said, though, it is kind of far for somebody getting chased by
But there ain't nothing wrong with teaching your daughter how to shoot a shotgun and a rifle. I don't see anything wrong with that.
I mean, I do when she's like 3 and 4.
Listen. Shout out to the NRA.
Fuck it. Fuck it. And then on today of all days, after what happened at the synagogue, fuck the NRA.
I'm joking. Am I joking? I'm not joking about... no, the NRA thing, I'm joking. I'm not joking about teaching your kids at a young age how to use a firearm.
I mean, like I said, I don't mind teaching them when they're like 10 or something, but
10.
Ain't no point in no goddamn...
8, I have no problem.
Still, you're in 3rd grade. No.
Listen, yo, we ain't have nothing wrong.
You can't even spell in cursive, and all of a sudden you expect to be able to. No.
Hey, how old was Kranos' son?
Who the fuck? Okay, wow. when you become a damn god of war, yes, you can teach your kid how to use weapons.
How old was Kranos?
That way, when they accidentally shoot your ass, you can just brush the bullet off and be like, all right, next time, make sure you're aiming in the right damn target.
All right, but yeah, so. The movie goes off to... It did pay homage to the first Halloween when she looked out the window of school.
Yeah, and she saw her mom this time. Like the Jamie Lee Curtis has a daughter, and her daughter has a daughter. So she's like a grandmother in this film. Mm-hmm. So the granddaughter was in class, and she looked out the window, and she saw Laurie Strode outside, like kind of like Michael Myers looking at her. Yeah. Now, like I said, there's a lot of homages.
Yeah. And you're right, they didn't have to do all those. So, let's talk about how he escaped.
Well, first I want to say about the reporters again, because they thought it was a smart idea to go up to Laurie and offer, like, we want to help you get past this. We talked to Michael Myers. We want you to come with us because we think that if you come with us, he'll have a response to you. Motherfucker, who the hell do you think you are? Oh, yeah, sure. Let me just go ahead and meet the damn mass murderer face to face so I can get a response from him for your damn news article.
Like the goddamn nerve. The goddamn nerve of them. like
that was the stupidest. Like, I almost face palmed in the damn movie theater when I saw that shit. Like, oh my God.
Like,
they really thought that was a good idea.
They had nothing to do with, like, anything. Like literally, it was mad random. Like, if they never would have done any of this shit, it was actually the reporters' fault.
I think all the reporters there were to like show us the characters where they're at now, and kind of like they're like a little bit of a backstory. Like, oh well, you lost your daughter when, or you had your daughter taken from you when she was like 12 or something like that. How does that make you feel?
But why not? Why 40 years later though? 40 years is a weird.
Because 40 years have passed since the first movie.
I know, but it's weird though.
I mean, how else do you explain Laurie Strode being old? I mean, how do you explain Jamie Lee Curtis being older? Like, she's literally 40 years older.
No. I know, but I'm just saying, like, why now? Like, I mean, like, why? It could have been 10. You could have made this movie 10 years ago.
They did. It was the Rob Zombie ones.
It was the Rob Zombie ones, but they didn't say 30 years later though.
I mean, they redid the entire series.
They redid the entire series. This is just 40 years.
Yeah, they made their own story
after Halloween 1. Like, and it's just like, I don't like when they do stuff like this because, like, okay, the next Halloween, what is it going to be?
I mean, I don't mind it. Like I said, it makes sense because the characters are all older and they want to bring back the original characters. And in order to do that, you have to make it older. Otherwise, it would be there would make no sense. Like, why Laurie Strode is all of a sudden 40 years older.
Yeah, I mean, I know it makes sense. I'm just saying, I just dislike it. But the reporters, right? They're chilling. Then the night comes. The bus crashes.
Again, another homage to the first film.
Yeah. The bus crashes.
Yeah, you would think they would stop putting Michael Myers on buses.
Like, why that bus trip? Why is Michael Myers even on the bus with other people? Yeah. He should be on the bus by himself.
Or, like, put him inside of a cage in the bus. Like, build a special cage for Michael in the bus in the back. That way, like, he can't get out.
Yeah. With with 4 armed guards. Like, why are they just pretending like Mike doesn't get busy? Like, it's like they wait for the lion to act like a lion. Then all of a sudden, it's like, holy shit, he's out. Like, no, like, he should not have been seat to seat with anybody. I don't care. Like, I don't care. And then, okay, so then he escapes. They respond.
And he killed someone immediately. Who was it? Well, I think it was the police.
He didn't really kill the cop, though. The cop was still alive to tell the dad to run.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. It was a dad and a son.
They stopped.
They ran into the people. I was about to say handicapped. The mentally crazy people walking around the street.
I was about to say retarded people. We can't say that.
The dad got out of the car, and he, I guess, just like that's where he found the cop. And he was talking about, oh, well, we gotta help you, and then he was like, no, just run. Michael Myers is loose. Yeah. And they don't know who the hell Michael Myers is, so
just run. And
then that's when Michael Myers, I think, kills the dad.
So after the cop says run, we don't see the dad anymore. It switches back to the son.
Yeah, and the
son gets out the car. He has a shotgun, by the way. He has a gun, and he goes, and then he sees. What does the kid see?
Well, I don't know what he sees.
Oh, the kid accidentally shoots dude on the bus.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He goes onto the bus to see if there's anyone on the bus, I guess. And then the doctor, who's like the new Loomis, this new guy, and
the new Loomis.
And he's been accompanying Michael like the entire time. Michael is his patient, so he like jumps out like in like this jump scare moment and says like, "Oh, don't shoot!" It's like those old rail shooter games, like House of the Dead and stuff, where they would have random hostages come out and out of nowhere like, "Don't shoot!" and then you shoot them and you lose a health. Like that's pretty much what the hell he was. That's pretty much what he was. Just like, "Don't shoot!" and then got shot immediately. He survived it though. He got shot in like shoulder or something, and then the son runs off the
bus, goes back into the truck, and of course
Michael Myers is in the back seat.
In the truck,
and Michael Myers chokes the kid out. I think that's the first time Michael Myers. I think that's the first time Michael Myers actually kills a kid.
No, it's not.
It isn't.
No,
don't mention the other movies besides the first.
Oh, okay, then yeah.
Okay.
Even though teenagers are kids, Devon.
I'm talking about children.
Teenagers are children.
No, they're not. They're teenagers.
I mean, bro, here's another thing. This is how I know I'm getting older, right? I was thinking, like, damn, all these teenagers are getting murdered. I know I'm, like, supposed to be watching a movie, and I know it might be weird for me to think this, but I was literally thinking, like, wow, like, somebody just lost their daughter to somebody getting stabbed. Like, I don't know. That's what I was thinking. Like, I was thinking, like, okay, this is, like, cool, but these are still kids, though. Like, these are still teenagers getting murdered.
Yeah.
By a grown-ass man.
That's how every single slasher.
I know. But I'm just saying, like, I was thinking, like, damn, it has a different effect than I had as a kid.
You know something else I noticed about this movie that it kind of like it shows how slashers used to be and how they are now. There wasn't any like sex scenes.
Yeah.
Or if there was something like the worst they had was like a couple on a couch kissing.
Well, they showed his sister naked.
Yeah, it was like a split second where they showed the older film.
Which they didn't even have to.
I mean, that was the older film, so technically they didn't do that. That was just them putting a clip of the old film in.
Yeah, they did put a clip of the old film.
But, yeah, there was no, like, nudity or premarital sex or anything like that. You know, the basic tropes of old slasher films.
Like the chick said, I'm going to dry hump the shit out of you right now.
Yeah, like, really? Who the fuck says that?
Like, I'm going to dry hump the shit out of you right now.
I would have turned back to him and be like, well, let me know when you're serious. I will come back when you actually mean business.
But yeah. So where are we at?
The kid just died.
The kid just died.
I'm not sure
the gas station.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it cuts back to like the Haddonfield, but I know that like they have the gas station scene, and
I'm not gonna lie. I like the gas station scene, Because so in the previews they show you guys Michael.
I was about to say while the news people, the ones that went and interviewed Michael and Lori, while they were going into the gas station, you could see in the background like this guy just beating the shit out of somebody.
Yeah, he was beating the shit out.
It's like subtle. You gotta look towards the corner to see it, but he's just like and then like feet are just kicking underneath him.
Yeah, like that was super dope. Like that's the tone that the movie should have went.
Like that's what I like. Another thing I didn't like about this movie, I wanted to mention this, was a lot of the jump scares. I didn't like. I mean, the older movies, it was like you anticipated, like it wasn't a jump scare, but you just like anticipated it because you saw him, you knew where he was, and things like that. And like maybe they'll get you by like, okay, we know he's in that room, and now the main character's headed towards that room. Oh shit, what's about to happen? But then now it's like there's nothing on screen, the music stops, the sound stops, and the next you know, boom! Like, come on now, it's not scary.
Yeah.
And like they did that a lot, and I mean, like for instance, the scene on in the first Halloween movie where Loomis is talking to the police guy, and like the camera is kind of like pointed towards us, and like let's say the street is behind us. Yeah. And then you see the car that Michael Myers stole, and he's like in the car, and he's in the car. He's like at the light, and then he just turns, and like you just see the car turn, and if you're not paying attention, you don't not really notice it, but like it's Michael Myers driving past him, and you're just like, oh,
yeah,
like that's the type of stuff I miss.
Yeah, and the gas station scene was one of the scenes that had all of that. Like, even from when the reporter was putting gas in the car, you saw Michael walking past him in the background.
Yeah, that was one of the better scenes.
Yeah, like he was looking in the gas station, but Michael was walking past in a white suit. Like
then Michael or the guy or the girl goes to the bathroom, the guy goes to the garage, and you see two dead people. One person who's been bludgeoned by a damn hammer or something. Like you just see his feet and like a pool of blood around him. You don't see his face.
And his clothes are off.
And then there's another guy on the table with his face completely smashed in and his mouth just like
bottom jaw is
gone.
ripped open.
Yep. And then that's when we get to the bathroom scene.
Yeah, and he puts the teeth over what they saw in the movie theater.
Well, yeah.
And
first he tried to open it casually, and she was like, "Oh, this is occupied." And then he just sits there for like a long ass time. He just stands there, and then I forgot what happens. But then he starts like trying to bash it in and try to get into it, and then she starts holding it back, and then he breaks in. She tries to crawl underneath the stalls. He grabs her feet and pulls her. And then the other guy, he comes in and proceeds to get his ass whooped.
Monkey ass whooped. And by the way, while he's getting his ass whooped, she could have escaped. She was 100% doing the horror movie scream shit.
Or because like the dude came in with a crowbar and he started swinging at Michael Myers, and I think he hit him once, but like Michael Myers got the upper hand immediately and started beating him. And the girl got the crowbar, like she picked up the crowbar during that time, but went back into the bathroom. But she just stood into the stall and just like cowered while her guy friend was just getting his face bashed into the wall, and she's just like sitting there with the crowbar, not doing a damn thing.
Like she could have escaped
or hit him or anything.
Like that's the one thing that I didn't like. There was a couple damsel in distress scenes that I thought we were past, but they added them in there. I was one of them. Yeah, like she could have escaped.
Yeah, and then after that scene, what does it move on to? I think it's just a lot of Hatfield drama. Car. Like it just goes back to Laurie and stuff, and they try to play up how like everybody thinks Laurie is crazy because,
of course,
like she is, like I said, she's like this doomsday prepper. She's always talking, like she does creepy stuff. Like they come home from like dinner, and then like she's in their house,
with
and like
gun, she just gotcha.
Yeah, it's like you would have been dead by now. You guys need to secure this house more better. I came in and it didn't even take any effort, and like okay, Laurie, we get it. Yes. But that's when she finds out Michael escaped. She let him know, like, okay, Michael escaped. Because she's been following Michael like a damn parole officer. and like every single time he she found out when the bus broke down almost immediately. Like she has this like hand radio in her car, and she's like listening to like the police signals and things like that. And so she finds out about that. So she's trying to find her granddaughter, the mom is in the house with the husband, so that's where she surprises him. And I could have got you. Like, she already knows where the mom is, but she asks where the granddaughter is. The granddaughter is going to like this Halloween party at her school or something like that. Of course. And I guess her phone was dead, so like she couldn't get in contact with the granddaughter.
Because she got into a fight with her boyfriend, who kissed the girl.
Yeah, and at this time, I think it's when Michael Myers gets into Haddonfield.
Yeah.
Okay. So
and then that's when
it has the homage scene again when the kid bumps into him. Is excuse me, mister, and Michael's just standing there, and then he walks off. The exact same thing from the first movie.
Yeah.
And then, but this time he proceeds to take a detour.
Yeah, this time no. The difference between this time and the old movie, this time they showed you everything that Michael did.
But I will say, like I said, I didn't like what's about to follow. It was kind of. I'll explain it later, but this is when he goes into the garage.
He grabs the hammer. He walks into the house.
And the whole time, the camera's just like tracking him. It's not like there's not any cuts.
Everything.
There's not any cuts or anything. The camera's just like following him, like go from the garage to the house.
This is the dopest fucking part of the movie. He walks, right? You see the lady walk in the kitchen. He walks into the house, turns, walks into the kitchen. Oh no,
you got to first talk about take him through the whole trip, the hammer.
That's what I said. That's the first thing I said. He walks, he turns into the garage.
No, I mean, like, he went to the garage and then
he grabs the hammer, right? The lady stands up, goes into the kitchen.
No, it wasn't the lady, it was the guy. It was her husband first. That's the guy that got it with the hammer.
No, she got it with the hammer.
The guy got it with the hammer. There was a guy, he was in the kitchen, and remember, he was on the phone, and he walked past, and then, like, the camera was facing the door, so you just saw, like, the guy standing at the door, and he walks off camera, like, in the room somewhere. You know he's in the room, but he's in the kitchen somewhere, and then Michael Myers walks into the kitchen, turns with the hammer, then walks over, and then you just proceed to hear hammer sounds, like,
but I thought that's when he was killing her.
No, that was the guy. The girl she got stabbed in the neck.
No. You're missing a scene.
The guy with the hammer.
Remember when Michael grabbed the butcher knife?
The person, yeah, that was after he hammered the dude.
The girl.
No, there was a guy right there. That was a guy. That was 100% a guy. I know that for a fact. That was a guy.
Bro.
We can look it up, but I promise you it's a guy.
Bro.
Now, maybe if there's a girl after that or before that, maybe. I don't know. But that was a guy in the kitchen.
Hold up. No, because that scene was in the movie.
There was a guy in the kitchen. He was talking on the phone, and then Michael Myers proceeded to beat the dude's brains in. Off camera. And while after that happened, he grabbed a butcher knife from the kitchen.
Yeah, and then he walks again.
The girl, like, the camera cuts over to the window where we're outside. We're looking inside the house, the window. The girl comes to the window, like from somewhere in the house, towards the window, and she's like watching the Halloween trick-or-treaters or something.
Yeah.
And then Michael Myers comes from the kitchen in the back and like walks down the hall. You can see him coming towards the camera, like behind the girl. She's not paying attention. And then he just proceeds to like stab her right in the neck. And it kind of had like this 3D feel to it, which I didn't like, because like she was just like in front of the camera, and then you just see like the knife just go through her neck, like, and it had like this weird CGI effect to it that I didn't like. Now the reason I didn't like this scene was because it felt kind of like one of those sequels where the killer's in the city, because like there was no there was no sneakiness or subtlety to his movements. Like, he just walked into a house and murdered someone, and then like walked into another house and murdered someone. Like, it was just all this stuff happening, and like there was no urgency. There was no like nobody was panicking or anything. And I mean, even though he killed the people without the people around him necessarily being aware, you would have think somebody would have screamed or something, and like, I don't know, it just felt weird that he was able to just like kill so easily right during that scene.
Yeah, that's so crazy. Like, I'm trying to find it because the movie was in the
Well, we can find it afterwards. We're gonna have to stop the video right now. Our camera is going to cut off.
We're gonna take a quick commercial break.
Take a quick break,
and I'm gonna show that I'm right. Okay. Yeah, I was right.
All right, we're continuing, and yeah, I'll give him his credit. It was a woman. She was wearing rollers and stuff, so I didn't. It was weird. But
let's stay there though. So that scene to me, I think was dope because, like I said, it shows grab hammer, walk in house.
I mean, like I said,
kill person.
I like the tracking, the camera tracking.
Yeah, grab another knife, walk out the house. They're still on Michael, by the way. They don't turn or anything. He turns to the right. He walks to the house that he's about to go in next. There's this black kid that it shows his parents getting in the car and going to a Halloween party.
Yep, and
so he goes into the house before theirs, turns, looks in the window. This is on the trailer. He sees this lady. He walks around.
The extended trailer. You watch that, you've seen the entire scene.
Yeah, if you watch the extended trailer, you've seen it.
Yep.
Yeah.
From the moment the kids bump into him to the moment he kills the second lady.
That's one of the best scenes in the movie, though.
But
that's one of the best scenes in the movie, and that's what I like.
Yeah.
After
that, I'm not sure exactly what happens.
It goes back to the Halloween party.
Okay, so I'm guessing this is when Laurie's daughter or Laurie's granddaughter is like hanging out with her boyfriend or something, and then she walks off to get something to drink, and then the boyfriend starts kissing another girl.
Yeah.
And so she sees her, and then she proceeds to walk out. The boyfriend chases after her, and I mean, this is all a stupid scene. He tries to make it seem... First, he tries to apologize, and then when she says she's not having it, then he tries to play the game and try to flip the script and make it about her. Like, as if, like, oh, well, you always are on your phone because your grandmother or whatever is always calling you, and like, motherfucker, you try to cheat. Don't try to get out of it.
Stupid shit.
Like, then he try to play the game on her.
Yeah, then he throws the phone in the pudding, and...
There was a bowl of pudding. That's not out of context. There was a bowl of pudding there. So.
He throws the phone there, blah, blah, blah. They can't get in touch with her.
Yeah.
So let's rewind back. Michael is chilling with... No, not Michael. It's the babysitter scene.
Yeah, so
Guy comes over.
Laurie's granddaughter's friend is babysitting the black kid who
also in the trailer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep, and we didn't really talk about the friend too much. She was really just like a friend character. So
you see her in the trailer.
Yeah, you see her every once in a while. They talk and stuff like that. But so she's goofing around with the kid. She tells the kid he has to go to bed though. Kid goes up to bed. He has a lot of funny lines. I'll give him that. The kid has some funny lines.
Yeah. The kid was pretty funny.
She calls the boyfriend, the basic babysitter stuff, and then that's when the boyfriend shows that he got a tattoo of today, October 31st, on his arm, to memorialize the day of something.
I think the day that they dated or some shit. It has something to do with her because she liked it.
Yeah, and then that's when she said, "I'm going to dry hump the shit out of you," which is like the stupidest line you could possibly say. But they're just like on the couch kissing, and then something happens.
They hear.
Oh yeah,
she hears Michael upstairs.
Well, no, I think the kid starts screaming about the boogeyman.
Yeah.
Yeah, the kid comes down screaming that the boogeyman's in his room. So she goes upstairs, and then she plays this little prank where she's acting like she saw somebody, and she's screaming and stuff like that. And then next, she jump scares the kid like, "Boo! There's nothing here." And then
then the trailer. You also seen this part in the trailer too. She tries to close the door.
Yep, and then the door's not closing, and then she opens it, and then Michael's sitting there. I think he stabs her once.
He swings at her.
Yeah,
he slices her, but
and then she like tries to get out.
And then he says, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, the little boy was like, "Oh shit!" and just ran.
and ran. That part was funny.
And then like he grabs her by the ankles and stuff.
She
and
slips
her
and
in.
falls.
Yeah, that's right.
Right here, we can stop and we can talk about. I thought that we weren't going to have any of the stereotypical scenes,
but let's give
that
her,
was one of them.
But I will give her credit on that slip and fall. It wasn't like the traditional "I'm running, there's nothing," and
she had socks on and it was wood.
She slipped on the hardwood floor with the socks and stuff, and she hit the ground hard.
She didn't hit the ground. And she didn't have time to like she hit the ground, but she didn't stay down. She tried to get back up.
But Mike just grabbed her ankle and pulled her in. And I don't think they showed him actually kill her like immediately,
because they showed the boyfriend downstairs.
Yeah,
and he was like, help her.
The kid comes down, tells the boyfriend to come up and help her. So the boyfriend gets up there. By the time the boyfriend gets up there, the girl's already dead.
But he does not go up there right away.
He stabbed while the kid was running downstairs to get the boyfriend. It showed Michael Myers like in you know how they kind of don't show you the kill, but you see him doing the kill. He stabbed her at least 5 times. She's dead.
Yeah.
And so the boyfriend goes up there, and we don't see shit about what happens during that situation. The boyfriend goes up there, and then the next time we see the boyfriend, he's pinned to the wall with a knife in his throat, just like Michael did the damn one kid before he did the ghost prank, like the exact same thing, except they didn't show him pin him to the wall. We just happen to walk by in another scene, and he's just there like a Post-it note, like he's just on the wall.
Right. Definitely. So, after that,
I think it's where they leave the party, and it's her.
She's
and
with her
the friend.
The friend that I knew was going to die instantly. I said, as soon as he said that nice shit at the party, I'm like, oh, they're gonna kill him. He's next to die.
He's kind of like he's kind of like that nice guy that I did a video about. The nice guys, the people that do stuff with the hope that you do something back in return. So he was talking nice to her and everything, and then she was like appreciative and stuff, and then he tries to kiss her, and she's like, wait a minute, hold up, what the hell are you doing? And he's like, he says something stupid.
Come on, I thought you wanted me.
Oh yeah, I thought you were giving me signals. She's like, no.
No, there were no signals.
Yeah, and then while she's walking off, leaving him by himself, he's screaming out these stupid ass excuses. But I'm drunk. I'm horny. I need something. And it was stupid. It was. And
he instantly wasn't the good guy anymore. Yeah. From the shit that he was saying.
It's funny
we were
how
rooting for him to die.
Yeah, it's funny how these movies do it, because Michael Myers was approaching him and he's saying this stuff. So at first he's a nice guy and you're like, okay, well, we don't want anything bad to happen to him. But then immediately when he says this, they say this right before Michael kills him, so you feel better. It's like that video with the lions and the antelope, and he's like, it's like, well, at first I was sad about this antelope, but then I digitally altered it to put a Nazi sign on the antelope, and now I'm glad he's dead. It's kind of the same thing.
That's wild.
They gave you a reason to not feel so bad that he died.
They definitely gave you a reason, but
Michael Myers comes up to him, stabs him once, he goes running.
Then the granddaughter sees Michael Myers.
Well, he tries to climb the friend tries to climb the fence. Michael Myers stabs him in the back.
Which the movie missed out on a great kill scene that they could have had. Michael could have definitely took his head.
I mean, he did.
And used the spikes.
He did, but we didn't see it. When they show the boyfriend again, when she's looking at him, he has the spike through his chin.
Oh yeah, but they didn't show it.
Yeah, they didn't show it.
Yeah.
Because, it's this giant fence and it has, spikes on top.
Of course,
and he's trying to climb it. He gets stabbed in the back, and then we don't see Michael, pull him onto the spikes. But when the granddaughter comes back, because he's screaming, and so she comes back to, check on him or something, and he's on the fence and bleeding, and he has the spike through his neck. And then Michael Myers comes out, and that's when she sees Michael for the first time. She runs off.
And she screams.
Yeah. And where did she run to?
She was running from house to house. And then she ran to a house. The lights came on. They flipped to the next scene. The cops and everybody are now in the town at this point. So they're looking for her. They know that she's missing.
Yeah. And
let's fast forward.
Everything right here kind of blacks out for me. I don't remember a lot during that. I remember the climax where they get
it goes straight to the cop car. The cop car. The Loomis, the new Loomis guy.
Oh, yes, that's right.
The new Loomis guy.
And this pisses you off so bad because the new Loomis guy, yes, he so they're in the cop car and they're trying to take Lori's granddaughter. She finds the cop and they try to take her to... Where do they try to take her to? Lori?
Yeah.
Okay. So they're trying to take her to Lori's house, and there's the police officer, the girl, and the doctor. They see Michael Myers, and the police officer says he's going to run him over. The doctors tell him not to do it because he's saying he's a property of the state. So don't do anything to him. The cop does the thing any other person would do and look at the motherfucker sideways and then proceed to run Michael Myers the hell over.
Right.
And then you can tell him what happens next.
Yeah, so the nigga Michael Myers got hit by a car. We all know he's a superhero, so he can't die from that. So they get out the car.
And then
the doctor dude walks up to him and says he's dead.
Yeah, he has a scalpel with him too.
Yeah, he has a scalpel with him. The cop is like, "Move out the way! I'm gonna shoot him."
Yeah, the cop was about to shoot him.
I'm about to light his ass up.
And then
so the guy says no. Then he turns around, stabs the cop in the neck with the scaffold.
Yeah, and stabs him a bunch of times too. Yeah. Like he keeps stabbing.
Then he keeps stabbing him. Then he gets up with Michael's mask on.
Yeah, he puts the mask on himself, and then like gets up and like looks at the girl, and then he grabs Michael's body and proceeds to put Michael in the back seat with the girl.
This old ass man picked up Michael Myers' 6'3", 200-pound body. Like.
Well, he didn't pick him up. He dragged him. He grabbed his feet and just pulled him.
Yeah, but still though, getting that nigga in the car is crazy. Like, how did Michael Myers stay in shape all these years?
I don't know.
And stay strong.
I want to see him do. I want to see a Rocky-like montage of Michael Myers in the psychiatric ward, just like lifting stuff.
Yeah, just doing push-ups
with Eye of the Tiger in the background. He just focused on Laurie Strode, just Eye of the Tiger just playing in the background while he's just
like. How is it that this nigga's this big and strong?
There's no easy way out.
So they're in the back. The old guy drives.
And she tries to get him to stop the car, so she comes up with an idea like, all right, well, because the doctor, the whole thing, he wants Michael to talk to him.
He's obsessed. To hearing Michael
so
talk.
He thinks that he takes Michael to Laurie, Michael will end up saying something. But then like the daughter, she says like, oh well, he said something to me, and so the doctor's like, tell me what he said, and she's like, if you stop the car, I'll tell you what he said.
And this part is what I do not understand. When Michael's knocked out in the car next to the granddaughter.
Yeah, and the guy stops the car.
He wakes up.
Yeah, the guy stops the car and he's like, well, you tell me what he said. And then that's when Michael starts to
Michael doesn't kill the granddaughter, but kills the old man.
And how does he do it? You remember how he did it? He puts his feet, like, he leans back and puts his feet up, because they're in a cop car, so there's like the cage separating the front seat and the back seat. He puts his feet up and proceeds to kick the cage in right up into the driver's seat and just keeps kicking it and bashing it into the doctor.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
How did Mike get out the car though?
Well, he reached up the front because the thing separating the seats were gone, so he just went to the front and unlocked it.
Right.
Yeah, I think he just crawled over and unlocked it, which would be a fun. I wish the camera would have stayed on him when he was like climbing to the front. Like imagine Michael Myers trying to like get over the seats.
They didn't show that part, but like
yeah. So she gets out of the car, runs out. Michael gets out of the car, and I don't know where they were at.
They were somewhere close to Laurie's house.
Yeah, so they end up getting to Laurie's house, and
then the husband makes a dumbass.
Yeah.
No, first the cops. There's cops in front of Laurie Strode's house, and they're having a stupid conversation. It makes me mad. Like the cops would not be out there nonchalant like this is just another everyday thing like that. Like they were talking about lunches and shit. Like, what'd you pack for lunch?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They would not be talking about that shit if teenagers were murdered and y'all are protecting somebody's fucking house.
Yeah, I mean at this point there should be reports of kids or teenagers being dead already. So yeah, they should be a lot more at alert.
Yeah,
and
there will be more than one cop car at the house.
Probably.
Like there will be like 3.
Yeah, I mean, it would depend on whether or not they know for a fact Michael is going for Laurie. I mean, it could be. I mean, yeah.
Anyways, though, the cops go up. They see the other cop car stop.
Yeah, that's right. They see the other cop car, and they start like calling towards the car's number and stuff, and trying to get the doctor or the cop that's now dead from the doctor to respond to him. And I think this is when Michael ends up killing them.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they don't show that though.
Yeah. So.
They don't show how Michael kills.
Oh, we didn't explain how Michael kills the doctor, because bashing the cage in wasn't how he killed him. That's
not
how
true.
He incapacitated
He was on the ground.
He was on the ground. The dude gets out of the car and he gets on the ground and he's like, is he trying to talk to Michael?
He said, "Say something."
Yeah, he was looking at him like, please just say something. And then Michael proceeds to curb stomp his ass. Like,
It was just one kick.
I mean, it was like a Mortal Kombat kill. Like, he steps on his head, and you see it all. Like, y'all have seen Walking Dead and Glenn's death, right? Yeah. Imagine after Negan got done bashing his brains in with the bat, that's pretty much how the doctor looked. Like, he stomped on his head like it was a pumpkin and watched all the innards come out.
Yeah, his brains popped up
yeah.
after he smashed his head.
Yeah, and then the doctor, I mean, this is when the cops come in and they see the doctor's on the ground with his head smashed in.
Yeah.
And
then they don't show anything about that.
Yeah, the cops end up getting killed. I think it's another one of those implied murders, like you see what's about to happen and you see one person, two people enter, one person leave.
You see the cops murdered. You see the cops murdered because we got to go to the husband part, how the husband died.
Yeah.
His dumbass.
Yeah, so
walks outside.
I think Michael takes the cop car and drives to Lori's house, and the husband of Lori's daughter, he comes out of the house because Lori has all this her house booby trapped, and I think y'all have seen in the trailer she has like this counter space in her kitchen that can move, and it reveals like a basement like area. So all of them are in the basement because Lori has them, like, tells them to just stay down there. So he gets out of the basement and he comes out and he sees the cop car. So he goes outside to talk to the cops. Now the windows for the cop cars are up and they're tinted, so you don't see who's in it. So did I just rhyme?
Yep, you rhymed. Tinted. They ain't see who's in it.
Okay, and he proceeds to go outside. He knocks on the window. Nobody responds. And then this is when Michael comes from around the cop car. And did he stab? What did he do to him? Did he stab him?
I think he chokes him out.
Okay, yeah, he might have choked him out.
He chokes the husband out.
Yeah, Michael's a fan of doing a lot of choking on this video, or in this movie. So he pretty much chokes out and kills the husband. It probably broke his neck at some point too. Michael doesn't just choke people out.
Yeah.
So after that happens, then Lori but she looks out the window and sees. I think she sees it while the husband is struggling, and she doesn't really do anything. She has a gun. Actually, she has a gun in her hands, and she like closes the door. And while this is happening, I'm thinking, okay, Lori must not have liked him. Like your daughter's husband is outside getting assaulted, and you just like close the door.
That shit is funny.
And like run downstairs with your daughter.
That shit is funny. She definitely just let him die.
Yeah,
like 100%.
And so Michael Myers, he ends up getting into the house somehow.
So this is what happens after that. Lori's at the door, right, with a shotgun. Michael busts through the two glass spaces.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, she was she was against the door. I don't know if she was like trying to like hold it back or something, and she had a shotgun. So she's like trying to, against the door, and there's like these two window panes on the door. Like, you know, some doors have like a glass. Like, she was in the middle like area where there was no glass, and there was glass next to her. So Michael busts through the two glass things and grabs her by the neck.
Yeah.
And I almost thought she was going to die right here because
I thought
he had her for a good minute. And so she ends up taking a shotgun and like pointing it towards one of his hands and blowing off half his hand.
Yeah, fingers.
In which case, I thought like they should have fucking just chopped off his hands when he went to the damn psychiatric ward. Like, you didn't have to like be brutal and just hack it off, but you could have like surgically removed him or something. Yeah. That happens. She ends up running throughout Michael gets in. She ends up running throughout the house at some point. Michael ends up hiding somewhere in the house. So she ends up like following after him and going through room to room, like trying to find out where he's at. And while she's like checking a room, if he's not in there, she would seal it. Yeah, like it had like this cage that you would see at malls, and like the cage would just come down and seal whenever she like got done checking a room. So she gets to this last room. It's full of mannequins, the same mannequins she uses target practice in the trailer. And she sees like a blood trail. So from Michael's fingers getting blown off, she sees the blood trail go into a closet. At this point, I'm thinking Michael Myers is a hell of a hunter. Like, he knows how to set traps.
Right.
Because he has the blood like leading up to the wall. The closet door has blood on the handle, so it looks like he opened it. And so she goes to open the damn closet. He's not in there, so she continues to look throughout the room, and she notices blood on the mannequins too. And then at some point, this is when Mike jumps out on her.
Yeah.
and I forgot how she got away from him. You'd have to.
So then they paid homage to the first Halloween when Loomis shoots Michael and he falls off the balcony.
Okay. Well, also
Mike throws Laurie off the balcony.
Another homage I forgot to mention. I just want to get this out of the way. After Michael killed the babysitter, the boyfriend, when he comes into the room, there's the ghost with the cut eye sitting in the chair. So everybody, well, not everybody, but people that saw the first one would think that that's Michael. It's not. So when he pulls the sheet off, it's the girl that's all stabbed up and stuff.
Yeah.
Just want to get that out the way. It was another homage to the first movie.
Yeah.
All right, now.
But so yeah,
the
Laurie is on the ground.
Yeah,
right
so,
there.
Yeah, so
Michael thinks that he's dead.
Yeah, Michael throws her out of the window. I think they tried to make it seem like well, he stabs her once. He stabs her once, and then he ends up like throwing her out the window, and the you can tell that they want the audience to think that something happened to her, but obviously we knew nothing.
Yeah, so Michael hears the other daughter, and at this point, her granddaughter just got into the house.
Yeah, and they end up going.
Mike
downstairs.
turns around, and then he turns back, and then she's gone. Laurie's gone, just like in the first Halloween.
Yeah. So the daughter opens up the cabinet thing, and the granddaughter and them go downstairs, and then it closes. Michael, he comes throughout. He's walking throughout the house, and I don't know how he notices this, but he grabs like the fireplace poker, and he, for some reason, goes straight to the cabinet and like hits it or something, and it makes a noise like that, lets you know that there's something more to it.
So he lifts it up.
So he just keeps on like bashing it until it eventually breaks off. And this is when the daughter did something that was fun or good for like it was a good scene.
It was a good scene.
So she sits here and like she's at the bottom of the stairs and she's like crying like, Mom, where are you? Please, Mom, I don't know if I can do this. I can't do it, because she has the gun, and like she says all her life her mom trained her for like this moment. So she's like, Mom, I can't do it. And this is when Michael comes out, because I guess Michael hears her saying like, oh, well, she's not going to shoot me. So right when Michael steps out, she goes from like this crying face to like, gotcha. Boom. Yeah. Just like shoots him in the chest.
Yeah, that part
was fucking hard.
Yeah, she was definitely crying. Like, I can't do it. I'm over here thinking like, you're stupid.
Everybody in the audience was saying that. Some people more so than others. Not him, but there was some people in the audience that were pissing me off. But she was like, her acting was great.
Her acting was definitely great.
And then after she shoots him, they try to like run past him.
Yeah. After I don't know why they like. He falls down the steps.
Okay, yeah, and they try to run past him instead of like finishing him off and giving him like a coup de grace. They just like try to run past him. And this is when Michael grabs like I think the granddaughter by the leg, and he's trying to pull her down the stairs. And Laurie and Laurie's daughter are trying to pull them up. And I think Laurie might have shot him at one point during this scene somewhere. Not while they were pulling him, but maybe while they were pulling him too. He ended up getting shot again. Yeah. And they pull him up, and then they push a button in like the little opening that leads down to the basement or whatever. Like there's these bars that close on it. And she says like, you've always thought all your life that this was my cage or something like that. Like I've locked myself in this house and it was my cage. It was really a trap. So she designed it to lure Michael Myers into the house to get him in that room. And then while they're in the room, or while he's in that basement room, they have all these like fire things, like these little. It's like flamethrower.
It's to burn down the house.
Yeah, so she pushes a button. House is the trap. Yeah, she pushes a button, and all the fire things just like start shooting out and catching everything on fire. Everything in the house starts to catch on fire, and the whole entire scene, like you see in the cave, like the gates, you see Michael Myers just staring at her like this through the gates, while all this fire is just like starting to engulf and slowly build up, and never once does he move. He's just looking at Laurie like this, and eventually the fire just like overwhelms everything, and like they end up leaving the house, and like you don't. That's the thing. You don't see Mike when they show the basement again and everything's on fire. You don't see Michael.
You don't.
Yeah. So you see everything on fire, but you don't see Michael again. So I'm wondering, did they install a back door for some damn reason? I mean, I think they kind of left a door open in case they want to do a sequel.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that pretty much happens, and then what happens after that?
The movie ends.
I think that's pretty much it.
The movie ends.
Yeah.
Now I think there's an end credit scene that we didn't see.
Yeah, I just left. I was ready to go. The like I said, the audience was pissing me off, and to keep anything from popping off, I just decided, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead.
We're sitting next to
the loudest, most stereotypical. Like, you guys know that I'm very like proud of my black heritage and black history and things like that. But one thing I don't like is stereotypical black people.
Yeah. The ones that live up to it.
Yeah, and it pissed me off because like we were sitting next to these people and they were like doing the whole screaming at the screaming at the screen, and like their feet up on the seat in front of them, and
he had his drink.
Yeah, just shaking his drink. His damn
had his phone out.
Yeah, kept bringing his phone out, chewing with his mouth
I'm looking
open.
at him. I'm staring at him in the beginning, and I'm like.
Like, it was just fucking annoying, and the thing was, they weren't even like teenagers or something. They were like 50-year-old
They were like 50,
people. Like they were like 50
some year old
people. And so yeah, that happened. But yeah, I don't know if anything happened after the movie. But as far as the movie, what I would rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give it an 8.
On a horror film scale?
Well, I'd give it on a general scale. Well, wait a minute. It had a lot of. I have to take a little bit of points away for the homages. Like, I like homages, but when you do it too much, like Jurassic Park, the new Jurassic World.
I'll give it a 7.5.
Yeah, I'd give it the same. I took some points away.
Yeah, I was about to say I wouldn't just give it an 8 because there was a couple screams that didn't make any sense. Like when her granddaughter when she found that shooting range, right, and she was looking around and she said just start screaming for no reason. That was a scene that they could have left out the movie.
I mean, the only thing I would probably say in her defense is she was just chased by a mass murderer, and she runs into that area. I'm not sure if she's ever been to Laurie Strode's house, so she probably doesn't know that the mannequins indicate that she's at her house. So she might have just thought she ran into Michael Myers' place.
Maybe.
So anyway, that's been our review of Halloween. Let us know what you thought about it in the comment section down below. Let us know what your score is. Let us know what your movie experience was, if it was anything like ours.
So this podcast was a movie review.
Yeah,
that's dope. I like that.
So we'll end up doing something again for you guys next week. I am the original Renaissance man, Devon DaVinci.
And I am the king, the dream, the RUTHERFORD. Bam. I low-key practiced that.
And I will be
dope.
Yep. And I will be streaming videos, Red Dead Redemption 2 today. Chances are when this comes out it might already be over, but I will have it archived so you can check it out. Yeah, I'm gonna have it on Twitch and YouTube, so you can go to my channel. It should be on there. You can watch it after it's completed. It probably won't be done by then.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's been this review and this podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
All right.
Give me you deuces. Peace.